Hi, this is Weekly Reflections, and I'm Nancy Joy back at you. And I wanted to talk with you about the big event this week, the Boston Marathon explosions, and all the crazy insanity that followed that event. And take a look at it from a higher perspective. You know, in my last week's reflection, I shared the 13 truths of the heart. And I woke up today just knowing I had to share with you that this Boston event is a perfect opportunity to apply those truths to making a substantial change, to look at it, you know, as I say in the title, from the higher perspective. And the higher perspective is always the perspective of the heart. So I have this quote of something I said last week that I found astounding this week, and that's what I'm going to open with. Here I said, I have felt that April 15th and the full moon and new moon eclipses, which are fast approaching, will be ushering in a definitive change inside and in our outer reality here on planet Earth. I was assured in a dream last night that it is now critical for human understanding of the heart to be embraced, remembered, and understood. Wow, I even knew the date. I know, it's just amazing. I didn't know the event that would happen, but I did know that collectively we're creating a drama. You know, I read a while back, I've read it 2 or 3 times, Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth Awakening. And in it he says, as a collective, humanity is mentally ill. Well, how can we argue with that? I don't think we can argue with that at this point. However, the book goes on to make the point that we are creating a new reality and we're healing this mental illness. And all the dramas, Aurora, Oklahoma bombing, you know, I don't know, on and on with all of them. Every one of the perpetrators, if you want to call it that event, said mentally ill, were on psych meds, whatever. All this kind of stuff going on. But it brings us into what is the value. You know, if we are, and we are awakened ones, you would not be listening to me if you were not. We created this reality that we're experiencing right now. So as much as we want to live in another place, we created this one. This is where we are. Now, we can live inside our hearts in this space, and that creates a whole different field. But it's not about escaping to another place. It's about changing what's in here that changes what's out there. And so the Boston Marathon, if you look at it, I don't care what your belief is. And first of all, I want to preface this by saying my heart goes out, compassion goes out to all those affected by this event, those who were there, those who were part of the big capture event, the craziness, and those who were even watching it and emotionally so triggered by what they saw. And, you know, I had no teacher of mine, emotional teacher of mine, that told me, Nancy, if you're standing in garbage, pick it up, it's yours. So we're the creators of this reality. We are definitely standing in garbage, and it's time to pick it up. But how? Well, it starts with you. And here's how I saw the whole Boston Marathon drama. If you remove yourself from the emotions of the drama and go into the feelings and emotions that are the truth of your heart, you can begin to understand. Because truth number 3 in the 13 truths of the heart from last week is, your heart sees every experience and event as the result of your own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. There's no running away from it. The Boston Marathon bombings were created by us to give us a message to help us change. You know, we always say it's the dark that pushes the light back into you. And we are part of that creation. You cannot run away from that. So in the higher perspective, what I saw when I saw the army that could rival North Korea's descending on Boston to lock it down, to chase 2 young men with cowboy hats and backpacks, setting off grenades and bombs with tanks running through streets. That was insane. I think most people felt extreme overkill. And what's going on here? Well, let's take a look at this. There's always the reflection. And the reflection to me is that we created this drama so we could see where an event, we create a drama, say the bombings, or a drama in your own life. And then our egos come in, and think of our egos now as the powers that be, the FBI, the military, the army, whatever the powers that be are. Our egos represent that power to be, and it's their job in their mind's eye to keep us safe, right, at all costs. So what happens? The lockdown. And apply that then to your own life. How your ego comes in and creates an event. You create it, the ego's part of you. But you're creating it so you can learn. The ego's using it to enslave you, and here's how. You create an event in your life, and your ego comes in with the fear, and then it gives you the solution, which is to hide away, do as you're told, be calm, don't upset the apple cart, and maybe this will all go away and we'll keep you safe. Well, isn't this, we are that microcosm of the macrocosm that's happened here, the lockdown. The grenades, the shooting, and all will keep you safe. We'll break into your house, we'll search everything we want, but we are keeping you safe. So apply this then to your own lives, to your own ego, to how it locks you down, to how it takes you out of the driver's seat of your own vehicle and puts you in the back seat or even the trunk so you can't be heard. And it's in charge, it's driving. It's going to decide where to go. It's going to decide when to stop, when you'll eat, when you'll go to the potty. Not you. And it is interesting, too, because, of course, Boston was the birthplace of the American Revolution, which, for all intents and purposes, created our freedom. And so it's time to then take a look, to use this incident and any other more dramas that are creating. Take responsibility. Stop the finger pointing. They did this conspiracy, the FBI, that, who knows? And it doesn't matter in some respects. Be aware, be alert, know the truth. Don't be sheepels. Realize that this isn't what's being presented on CNN. But within that, personalize it. Look at where you're mentally ill. We all are somewhat mentally ill, and we are breaking through patterns that have created that illness over, hundreds of years. But that's the great exciting part. We are breaking through these patterns. We are making changes. So take the Boston situation into your own life and look at where you lock down because of fear, and you don't step up and take control of your own life because it's easier to let someone else do it. And that creates the next drama. So there'll probably be a next drama, but with each one, we are more awake. And the so important thing, as we said last week, if you didn't hear that Reflections or read it, the 13 Truths of the Heart, I've linked it here. I'll link it to the side for YouTubers. It is so important to change it in your own life inside yourself right now. So take a little time this week. Take this to heart. Apply it and change. That's what it's all about. So have a great week. You've got 2 eclipses coming up, the full moon lunar eclipse. It's either the 25th or the 27th, and then on into May, I don't know, 8th or 9th or something, is the new moon solar eclipse. They're very powerful. We'll be talking more about them in the next Reflections. So have a great week. Don't forget to buy the book, my novel, The Wounded Heart. If you really want to live from your heart, it'd be good to understand it, right? Okay. You have a great week. We'll see you again next week. Bye.